If you're getting quotes for garage floor coatings and the prices are all over the map, ranging anywhere from $1,500 to $10,000 for the same size garage, you're probably wondering to yourself, what am I actually paying for? I'm Gabby here with High Tech Coatings, and today I'm going to be breaking down exactly what garage floor coatings cost in 2026 and in Southern Utah in particular. In this video, I'm going to show you the difference between a $2,000 floor and a $7,000 floor because it's not just about the square footage. Part 1, the three-tier system. High Tech Coatings offers 3 different coating systems, and each one is designed for different needs and different budgets. Let me walk you through what each tier actually includes and what it costs for a standard 2-car garage that's about 400 to 550 square feet. Note that these specs in general are only to answer questions, and these are not final quotes. Your final quote is based on a custom estimate in your concrete's condition. Use these numbers as guidelines and not a strict estimate. Tier 1, our entry-level coverage. Tier 1 is the entry-level system, and it really has its place. For large commercial spaces, rental properties, or situations where the floor will be replaced in a few years anyway, Tier 1 provides the basic protection at about $2,000 to $3,000 for a 2-car garage. We also offer this Tier 1 garage floor because customers will sometimes ask High Tech this question. I got a quote for way less. Can you match that price? The answer is yes. High Tech can work at that price point with Tier 1. But here's what we want you to know. High Tech has built their reputation on floors that last decades, literally decades. But that's the Tier 2 system, their hybrid system that combines industrial grade bonding with that UV staple protection. If you want to learn more about the hybrid coating that they use, check out this video linked right here. Tier 1 serves a purpose, but Tier 2 is what the High Tech Coatings team would install on their own homes. It's the system that they're proud to stand behind in the long term. Here's why that difference matters. Here's Alex Ross Hill, owner of High Tech Coatings, and his thoughts on the matter.
Go down to Home Depot and pick up a kit of your DIY Home Depot product, and you're going to go through the same steps, the same work, the same timeline, but if you were to do it with a high quality product instead, your floor would last longer than 6 months.
The same principle applies to professional coating tiers. You can get it done at the lowest price point, but quality materials and engineering that's designed for longevity costs more. And they last decades instead of years. That's why High Tech recommends Tier 2 for about 90% of residential customers. Tier 2, the homeowner's champion. This is where High Tech Coatings really shines. Tier 2 is their hybrid system. It has an epoxy base layer with a polyaspartic top coat. For a 2-car garage with standard colors and acid wash prep, which means no grinding is required, you're looking at about $2,300 to $3,200. If you want upgraded decorative colors or flake options, you're going to add about $200 to $300 to that range. So in total, we're talking about $2,500 to $3,500. Now, some concrete does need grinding. If your slab is hard, densified, or has existing coatings, proper grinding is essential for adhesion. For that same 2-car garage with Tier 2 system and grinding, you're going to be looking at about $5,300 to $7,400. Why the huge difference? Grinding. Grinding adds significant time, equipment costs, and labor. But when it's needed, it's not optional. It's what ensures that your coating actually bonds properly and lasts. Here's Alex's take on why Tier 2 costs what it does.
Resin costs money, and so does the additional trips, the additional time. Everything that's going to go into that floor just costs more. But at the end of the day, it's a better quality system, and that's why we preference it.
Honestly, Tier 2 hits the sweet spot, and that's why High Tech designed it. It's industrial grade performance without the inflated price of over-engineered systems. Tier 3, the industrial fortress. Tier 3 is built for extreme use. Heavy machinery, metal fabrication, commercial shops. This isn't about parking cars. It's engineered for spaces where literal engines, tanks, and heavy metal components are regularly moved around and dropped on the floor. For a 2-car garage, Tier 3 runs at about $7,800 to just over $10,000, and it always includes grinding because this level of coating demands a perfect surface preparation. Now here's the thing. Most residential customers don't need Tier 3, but if you're running a professional workshop or have extreme industrial needs, this is the system that can handle it. Part 2, larger garage pricing. Now, those are the base prices for 2-car garages. But what about larger spaces? 3-car garages, oversized garages, and RV bays all have different pricing. Let me give you those ranges so that you know what to expect. For a standard 3-car garage of, say, 600 to 750 square feet, you still got tier 2 floors for newer, moderate condition. Floors are going to run about $3,200 to $3,600. If you want that upgraded decorative color options, it adds about $300. So in total, we're talking $3,500 to $4,000. If you have older concrete or heavily stained and cracked floors that are going to need more intensive surface prep, that same tier 2 system is going to run about $6,700 to $7,300. For an oversized 3-car garage of, say, 800 to 1,200 square feet, still tier 2, in that newer to moderate condition, we're going to be talking $3,800 to $5,100. With upgraded colors, we're going to be at about $4,100 to $5,600. If your floor is beat up or has significant damage, you're going to be looking at $7,500 to $9,600. And finally, for an RV garage, that's about 1,250 square feet to 1,800 square feet. And the concrete is also in a new to moderate condition that we can put a tier 2 floor on. It's going to be running about $5,500 to $7,100. If you choose to go with upgraded colors here, it'll be about $6,000 to $7,800. But if your concrete is heavily worn out or damaged, you're going to be at about $10,000 to $13,500. If your garage is over 2,000 square feet, we don't even have an estimate. We do custom quotes because every project at that size has really unique considerations to take into account. Part 3, what affects your quote? Now, you might be wondering now why there's such a range even within the same tier. Here's what's going to affect your specific quote. 1, square footage. Square footage is obviously the biggest factor. More area means more materials and more labor time. Simple. 2, surface condition. Surface condition determines if you need grinding or if acid wash is sufficient. High-tech coatings evaluates your specific concrete. They don't automatically grind every floor just because it's easier to standardize. High-tech does what they can to give you the best floor possible without charging you more than necessary. Here's Alex's approach.
That's why everybody is in this debate about grind prep versus acid wash. Common sense, if you walk into a slab and you pour water on it and it completely penetrates into the slab within 5 seconds, then you're kind of wasting your time and wasting diamonds by doing a grind prep. That's my opinion and High-Tech's take on it. And over the course of 30 years of being in business, I can tell you I haven't seen better bond or better lasting floors by doing a grind prep if there was no need for it.
So for newer concrete or floors that are in moderate condition, acid wash prep is often sufficient. But for heavily worn, stained, damaged concrete, grinding creates the surface profile that's needed for proper adhesion. High-Tech will assess what your floor actually needs, not what's easier to standardize. 3, top coat selection. Top coat selection matters. Most residential tier 2 systems are going to use a polyaspartic top coat. But for heavy chemical exposure, like say an aircraft, a hangar, or an industrial shop, then High-Tech might recommend an ester polyurethane, which has superior chemical resistance. 4, color and aesthetics. Color and aesthetic choices also factor in. Those upgraded decorative flakes or custom color blends will add to the material costs. Here's how Alex explains his approach to giving you a quote on your floor.
Every single job is custom tailored, their quote to their square footage, their conditions of their floor, what type of clear coat do we need to go into for higher chemical resistance or polyaspartic, and all of this plays a factor in the cost.
You can get started by using our online quote tool on the High-Tech Coatings website. It'll give you a ballpark estimate based on your garage size and the system that you're interested in. But for the final quote, High-Tech Coatings will directly assess your specific concrete and give you an honest recommendation based on what your floor actually needs. Okay, so now you know what it costs. But here's the question that actually matters. Is it worth it? When you choose High-Tech Coatings in Southern Utah, you're not just paying for materials. Here's what you're actually getting. 30 years of proven experience. High-Tech Coatings has been perfecting this hybrid system since 1995. They know what works and what doesn't. 100% satisfaction rate. In 3 decades of business, High-Tech has served more than 2,000 customers and has never had a coating failure that they haven't made right. The few times they will return to a customer's home, it's just to refresh the floor for a home sale because the original coating is still intact after decades of use and they just want to make it look perfect. Proper surface preparation. High-Tech evaluates your specific concrete and uses the prep method that ensures the best bond possible, whether that's an acid wash or grinding. They don't cut corners, and they make sure that they leave and you have a premium floor. Premium materials. High-Tech Coatings uses high solids epoxy with wicking agents for superior bonding and UV stable polyaspartic top coats. These aren't available at your everyday Home Depot. These are professional grade materials designed for longevity. A 10-year warranty backed by a company that's been here for 30 years and will be for the next 30. The cheapest quote isn't always the best value. A coating that fails in 3 years and needs to be stripped and replaced will cost you far more than investing in quality the first time. You're not buying a coating, you're buying decades of performance and peace of mind. So if you're looking at garage floor coatings, especially in Southern Utah, now you know what to expect for pricing and what you're actually getting at each price point. Want a custom quote for your specific garage? Give High-Tech Coatings a call or hit the link down in the description to get started with the online estimator tool. High-Tech Coatings will assess your unique concrete and give you an honest recommendation based on your needs and your budget. No pressure, just straight answers. All of the contact information is in the description down below. Thank you for watching.